Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Andrea Onadeko, and today I'm sharing my story. And my story is the reason why I do what I do. So I thought today is a good day, and I work better in the mornings. So I thought I'd pop onto my page to share my story so that people will know why I do what I do and why I am passionate about what I do. Okay, just to take you back a little bit, about 17 years ago, to be precise, I was a single lady, single woman, because I was close to the age of 30. I had a fabulous job in the city. I had my own home. I had a car. I could just do anything that I wanted for myself, but something was missing. And that thing that was missing was I was missing a relationship with my soul partner. So I was looking for my soul partner. I desired at the time, to be with somebody who just who would love me for who I was. So that was the missing piece. So I was this professional woman that, looked like I had everything together. I mean, I did have everything together. But for me, something was missing. And the missing piece of the puzzle was the man. Yeah? So I was in search of this man. Because one, age was not on my side. Two, I was afraid that my biological clock was going to crash and I wanted to have kids. And yes, so I started looking. I started doing the chasing. So I became frantic at times. I felt lonely at times. I was desperate. Let's put it that way. I was desperate. And it was not a good place to be. It was not a good place to be. I was looking in all the wrong places. I dated all the wrong people. I just couldn't find that person who was willing to make a commitment to me. I couldn't find that man, let's put it that way, who was willing to make a commitment to me. And it was not a nice place to be, It was a lonely place to be. I was quite desperate. And I would call, so if anybody, even with people who were just friends with me, I would think, oh, maybe they were going to say something. Maybe they were going to say, oh, I really like you and I want us to date. So I would call them more than they would call me. I would call the man more than he would call me. And, I was desperate. I was desperate for a relationship. Thank you for the love. I was desperate for a relationship and I wanted to move forward with my life. I actually felt that there was no one out there for me. And it was quite disheartening, I must say. And eventually I got into a relationship with this young man at the time. And we dated for 3 years. And this story of being in this relationship is what brought everything to a head for me. So we dated for 3 years. In the 3 years that we dated, he was cheating on me. And I didn't know about it. Everybody around us knew about it. But I was the only person that didn't know about it. And the relationship from day one was very unbalanced from the beginning. Because I was willing to make the effort. I was doing all the right things. I put my right foot forward. And but he was not worth it. But because I was desperate, because I didn't think I could do better when it came to choosing a soulmate. So I thought, you know what, I could just manage. So, and basically I made a fool of myself. I made a fool of myself in the end because he was busy having an affair with somebody else. We were dating, or we were, whatever you want to call it, we were an item. But I thought we were exclusive, but we weren't. And I didn't even know that. Anyhow, he was seeing this other person, and then I got to find out. And of course, my whole world just came crashing down. And at the time I was 27 years old. And I thought to myself, where am I going to start from? Where do I start from? How do I, where do I start? I was reluctant to let him go. He did apologize. He said he was sorry when he got caught, with this other woman. And thinking back and telling my story now, I didn't know what was going on for me then, but I must have been so desperate. I was really desperate that when he said to me he was sorry, I said to him, oh, that's fine. Let's make it work again. And then I had friends around me who were saying, oh, Andrea, don't give up on this relationship. He's the devil is better than the devil you don't know. And I thought to myself, why do I even want to date the devil? Let alone, So I was confused. I was upset. I was lonely. I was desperate. I was willing to do anything, to have him alter myself again. I actually said to him, that's fine, let's keep going. But then something happened to me. My self-esteem was non-existent, okay? My confidence was gone. And I didn't have no self-worth. Because for me to think that I was going to continue to be with a man who had an affair and who got somebody else pregnant, but wants to take the child from the mother and stay with me, how on earth I managed to want to continue in that relationship, I still don't know. But all I can say now is I was in a desperate place. And I know that for some of you, you may be that professional woman. I was a professional woman. I was working for Citibank. I had a flying job. I had a great job. I had everything going for me. The only thing that was missing, that I thought was missing at the time, was this man. And I was desperate. I would chase. I would do anything, to be with the right person. So what happened? So this was the breaking point for me. This particular relationship was a breaking point for me. At the point when he said to me, Andrea, I still want to be with you, but I would take the child from the mother and then we can be a family. And I thought to myself, I actually said that was fine. Can you believe that? I did. I actually agreed to still stay with him. And then something happened for me. And by that time, I had started doing a lot of soul searching. I had started thinking to myself, Andrea, but you can do better. I started looking at the triggers for me. I started looking at my my thoughts and my mind and what goes on for me when he's not with me. And I thought to myself, one day I thought to myself, after months of a lot of soul searching and actually just standing in front of the mirror and telling myself, Andrea, you're a pretty woman. You don't have to settle for anything. I started telling myself that. I started, vocalizing it. I started saying it in my mind. I started saying to myself, you're a pretty woman. You're a lovely girl. You're an intelligent woman. Why would I settle for a man who thinks I am second best? Why am I making him a priority when he thinks I'm an option? So I started a lot of soul searching. And then it was as though I had a brain transplant. And one day he came to me and I said to him, that is it. I don't want any more of this. I don't want to see you again. Thank you very much. But you know what happened for me at that time? I was happy to be by myself. I was happy to remain single if that was what it was going to take. I was happy. I was so happy. So you may be in that position now where you have done everything, where you have made a fool of yourself like I've done, where you are quick to drop everything for this man just to be with him, where you are the one doing all the work in that relationship, where the relationship, it's obvious, it's been unbalanced from the beginning. That was me 17 years ago. That was me. I was a young lady and I was looking to settle down. I was looking, for my soul partner, but I was quick to settle for Mr. Available. Anything that came, that looked like a man that said, "Oh, I love you," I was ready to fall for it. And, I was doing everything, but he was not doing much in that relationship. So how did I stop myself from chasing love? Okay, I started, learning to be by myself. I started enjoying my own company. I started going out by myself. So I would do things like go to the cinema or go to the pictures just by myself. I wasn't afraid to be alone anymore. I wasn't afraid that my biological clock was going to crash. I was not afraid that time was passing me by. I started enjoying my own company. I actually got a life. Okay? I got a life. I started going out more in the company of my girlfriends. And what else did I do? I took space. I owned my own space. Yeah? And I decided, like I said, I wasn't interested in him anymore. I gave him space. And for me, I was able to discover myself. I was able to discover what I did not want in a man. I was able to discover what I did not want in a relationship. I now knew what I wanted. I now started becoming the person that I was looking for. Okay, so because I believe very strongly that love comes to you when you are in harmony with yourself. And that was my experience. I started being at peace with myself. I learned how to overcome negative thoughts. I learned how to play alone, so to speak, play by myself. Go out by myself, go out in the company of my girlfriends, enjoy time alone. And for me, that changed. There was a shift. That was the shift that I needed in my life. So I stopped chasing. I stopped chasing the men in my life. I stopped chasing that relationship that I had, and I just had to let it go. And then guess what? Love found me. When I was not looking, when I stopped searching, when I stopped chasing, and all of a sudden, I just went out for a weekend. Actually, it was a weekend away, and I met this gentleman, and I wasn't even interested at the time. I wasn't searching, I wasn't looking, I wasn't chasing, and that was the beginning of the last 15 years of my life. And I have been married, and I've been with this person for 15 years, and I could not have chosen better if I had to choose for myself. But I'm glad that he chose me. I am so happy that love found me. And this was because I found peace with myself. Because love comes to those who are in harmony with themselves. So why am I sharing this story? I'm sharing my story because I know that you might be in the same position. I have been there. And I know that I can help you. I know that I can help you to make that shift from being desperate to a place where you begin to flourish, where you begin to be happy with yourself while you're waiting for love to find you. So if you're that person, and if you're watching this video live, thank you for those who are watching live, and thank you for those who are going to watch the replay. Please do send me a private message, okay? Send me a private message. I want to serve you. I want to help you. I want to help you to go from chasing to being chased in love in your relationship. I want to help you to find the freedom to flourish in your relationship. I mean, I have now been with my partner. We've been married for 15 years this November, and I could not have been with a better person. I could not have chosen a better person. He is everything that I could not articulate at the time. And he allows me to be myself. He allows me to flourish in what I have been, called and created to do. And he's not intimidated by me. He's not intimidated by who I am and who I will become. He loves me for who I am, and he allows me to be me. And I'm sure you want to do the same. You want to experience the same thing. So I'm having this, I'm running a webinar tomorrow, actually, at 1 p.m. If you would like to join me, I'm going to put the comment in the post for you right now. So feel free to register for that. It's a free webinar, by the way. And you can join me either tomorrow at 1 p.m., where I'm going to be talking all about how you can stop chasing. Yeah, I'm going to be looking at how to let love find you so you can stop chasing love. So that's the title of the webinar for tomorrow. And I'm going to take you through all the different steps. And I'm going to run it tomorrow at 1 p.m., Wednesday, the 4th of October at 1 p.m. and also on Friday at 1 p.m., 6th of October. So whichever one works for you, make sure you don't miss that webinar. And if you want to talk to me privately, please send me a private message. I'll be more than happy to help you, to hold your hand, to make that shift from chasing to being chased in love. Till my next video, thank you for watching. Thank you so much, Esther. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you and I love you loads. Bye-bye.